Alright, what's up everybody? We are playing the Stanley Parable 2. I don't know anything about this. I haven't seen anybody play this game yet, but it looks crazy. Look at the hallway. It's moving, it's bending. It's gonna be mind melting. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Please drop a like on this content and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check the settings out. See if there's any new settings in this game. The audio, we get the video, we get the controller. It looks like the same thing from the previous game. Let's go ahead, jump right into the game!
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, they added the skip feature.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building
They
where
added
he
balloons.
was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
Wow.
He sat at his desk.
Look, we can skip. New feature. I was able to skip the game, and they added the balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
They added balloons.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
My God, it's like a new. They added a bucket. Oh my God.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I cannot believe they added a bucket to the game. I cannot believe they did that. They've added a bucket to this game. Like, what? What? What else could they have added to the game? They added balloons, a bucket, and a skip feature. Huh. My goodness. My
Stanley
goodness.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did. Yes, no.
This was not the correct way to the
No,
meeting room.
I'm not.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Thank you, Bucket. Thank you for telling me, Bucket.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this
Bucket.
better than the meeting room?
The bucket
Yes,
is my
Stanley
friend.
thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to
Bucket,
be.
you are amazing, Bucket. Thank you for telling me, Bucket, what to do, Bucket. Thank you for telling me what to do.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Bucket, you were wrong?
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Ah. Bucket. Bucket, do I go this way, Bucket? Do I go this way or do I go this way, Bucket?
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay, look, Bucket, we're gonna go this way, Bucket, okay? Oh, the meeting room, Bucket. Look, we're back. We're back where we're supposed to
no one
go.
was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
The boss's office. Bucket, we're
Going
gonna go
to a
upstairs.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Bucket, look! The executive bathroom? Bucket, is this new content? What is this? Oh, achievement! I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
I want to find
implore
them
you
all.
to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Can't believe it. They add collectibles to Stanley Parable 2? The first game didn't have collectibles. Or a bathroom. Oh. They've really upgraded the experience of this game. Very much upgraded the experience. Oh. Wait a minute. They've upgraded the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would.
Meow.
And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
I love you, Bucket.
At this point, Stanley was
Love
so
you.
absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845? How could I have known that? 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I think the
Was
bucket
the bucket guiding him?
lucky.
Yes.
bucket
This is certainly the
so
most
lucky.
logical explanation.
What the hell is going on? Bucket, I trust you, Bucket, with my life. Trust you. You're my only friend, Bucket. Stanley Delirious and his Bucket. Oh, another collectible.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Ooh, I like
Stanley figs.
Ooh.
What about Stanlerines? Yes,
Like
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under
Stanlerious.
your belt.
Stanley Delirious. Stanlerines. We have some. We have 3 Stanlerines. Let's go down, Bucket. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, Bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Hopefully
It
it's
would be
not.
all Stanley could
death.
do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty,
Thank
he
you,
would be
Bucket.
right.
Thank
The
you, Bucket.
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Listen, Bucket is my friend. Whoa! Bucket, Bucket. Oh my God! Don't be afraid, Bucket. Don't be scared, Bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I mean, I like the escape more, and I think Bucket wants me to escape. Okay, so we're going this way. We're going this
Although
way.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Okay, we're going this way, Bucket. We're going this way. We're going.
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Bucket, you want me to go this way, Bucket? Do you think we can live the violent death? Because I don't like being mind controlled. Let's go back through this way.
Nope. It's death for Stanley and the bucket.
Listen, you're not gonna control me, narrator. I have a new friend. I got Bucket. I got Bucket on my side now.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Listen, I'm not gonna let Bucket die. Bucket will not die. Not on my watch. Bucket's my friend. Bucket, are you sure that we should do this, Bucket? I mean, Bucket, if I land on you... Actually, Bucket. If I land while clutching you on my chest, you can survive, Bucket. And then you can go on without me. I like it. Let's do it. Hello? Bucket, we survived! Where the hell are we, Bucket? Bucket. Oh no!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise,
Bucket!
Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be
Bucket!
sure,
Don't
it
say
puts
that!
the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
Oh my
This is what Stanley thought to
God!
himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No! No!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
What?
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Narrator, what happened? What happened, narrator? Is that wifeinator? Is that narrator's wife? Or was that the bucket? Was that the bucket's voice? Oh my God! The Stanley Parable.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
Oh, not my bucket!
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
No!
But this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
No! We lost Bucket? The bucket died? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here with you into the real world? Will you accept with an open mind that may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourselves and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Bucket! Why? Why did Bucket have to sacrifice himself?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Why? He's going to a better place. He's going to a better place. Wow. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets. That is not just 25 buckets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Woo! Okay. A bucket with 2 handles. What? This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Yeah, we gotta stay away from that. That's illegal. Illegal. Never have 2 handles on one bucket. Okay. The Inferno Bucket. A replica of the Inferno Bucket, which is the medieval era, was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. This bucket caused billions of people to perish? What was it? Was it the only toilet in the land? The only bucket that people could use? The stress bucket. Worrying, negative thinking, lack of a reassurance, vulnerability, size and strength of the bucket, coping strategies, holes, rest and relaxations. Presented without commentary. While we know the buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. They use the bucket to catch water. They use the bucket, or they worship the bucket. Oh, they fed animals with the bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I'm confused. Did they forget to pay the narrator for this part of the game? Hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. The distance, inevitability, is for our own good. This distance, oh God. Oh, the infinite hole, or the semi-infinite hole, or the semicolon, or whatever it's called. Let's go! Give me the bucket! What? We got the bucket back! The bucket is God.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Yes? Oh no.
Let Stanley die. Let
No!
him be crushed by the machine.
No!
Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
No!
We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and
She's
implements
crazy!
if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
Ah! All hail the bucket! The bucket is one. The bucket is all. The bucket is everything! Meetings today. In the meeting room. Okay.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Give me this damn bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
You're not another bucket. Don't ever think that, bucket. You're my one and only bucket. You're my best friend, bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
You're Mr. Bucket. You're Mr. Bucket. Mr. Bucket. Having some fun. What the hell? Trust the completionist instinct? There will be a reward for finding them all? What the hell? Possible clues. Approximately here. Beware of false prophet. Collecting is sexy. Agenda, how can you tell if you spotted one? Someone is collecting them all. 10 steps to a successful workspace. We can do it. Follow the clues provided by employee 416. The red room? Is there a bucket? Is there a clue in the red room? To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual for our regular offices, ambiances, or local audio sources using an array of microphones, also known as directional mics. An analysis of the recording allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Oh. Okay. Somebody's crazy. Somebody's done snapped. Someone's that went out of the mind.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Should I take the bucket downstairs? Alright, you know what? We're gonna go up here. We're gonna do what he wants us to do. First, we're gonna look at the bathroom one more time. Okay, bathroom is clear. Bathroom is checked. Bathroom is checked. Oh. Input received. Input. this is new. What? Panda, business strategy. I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit confused. Stanley, did you? Someone just whispered Stanley. Hello? What? Come on! Are you kidding?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
What happens if I get this wrong?
The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Most logical. Most logical. Logical. All right, bucket. Listen. We're not going the escape route. We're going to the mind control facility this time.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control. Mind control. Oh, what happens if I press this button?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
We're here.
horrible secret did this place hold?
We're
Stanley
here.
and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
We made it. We made it to the room that they didn't want us to see. Okay. Employee observation protocol. Okay.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Don't cry,
as
Bucket.
Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Don't cry, Bucket. I got you. I got you, buddy. Don't worry. I know they've been creeps. They've been watching us. Don't worry, Bucket. They didn't see the secrets that we're hiding. Oh.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Bucket!
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Bucket, what have you
What kinds
done?
of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Bucket, listen. Have you did things for the company, Bucket, that you didn't want to do? You could tell me. You could tell me, Bucket.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Bucket, you're the only thing I can trust. The only thing. Don't you betray me, Bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Damn right, Bucket.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Damn right, Bucket. We're taking down the system. We're taking it down. Taking down the whole system and nothing but the system, so help my Bucket. Oh, they were rude today. They were rude today. What happens if I hit these buttons in order, though? Like the power button right here. Can I actually... Bucket, do you think we gotta press these buttons like this? 1, 2... Then we'll go over here. Number 3 is over here. Alright. 3 is over here, Bucket. Like, I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen. We hit 1 through 3. Bucket, do you see button number 4? I see button number 5 right here. Oh, is that button number 4 up there? I think that's button number 4, Bucket. Yes, Bucket. Yes! You're a genius! You're a genius, Bucket. Bucket, how do we get in there, Bucket? The door's closed. What the hell? You have any suggestions, Bucket? Any suggestions at all? Any suggestions? Bucket. Huh. We got 1, 2, and then 3's over there. 5 is right here. So where's 4? Where's 4? Oh, that is 4. But there's no way to get up there. Alright, Bucket, we're gonna have to go to the facility power. Mind control idle, awaiting input. Bucket, do you have any idea what's happening in this place, Bucket? Okay, let's turn this...
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay, mind control idle, waiting input. What if we turned it on?
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Bucket!
Stanley gasped in horror.
Why?
Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
Bucket!
To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Why?
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust.
Why?
When suddenly, an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds.
Birds?
Silly birds.
What?
The control buttons became active again.
Bucket, was this your plan all along? Bucket, I'm confused. Bucket, let's make the birds fly to the right. Oh no! Oh, we're changing the bird. Oh my god, look at him. Glorious.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
What?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along?
Bucket, did
Stanley
you know?
marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
No, I can live the
all
rest of my life
possible
doing this.
paths
I
his
can do
life
this.
could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Bucket, look at all the birds. They're so silly. Oh. Again. Back here again. Oh my God.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Bucket. Come with me,
The
Bucket.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Listen, Bucket. You helped me out right there. But this isn't over. We still need to get the hell out of here, Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Bucket, we must go back. We must hit the off button this time and figure out what is going on. What is happening in this world, this land of lands.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed that Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Bucket, what happens if we hit the off button and we turn off the power and we stop watching silly birds? What happens, Bucket, if we stop watching silly birds?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Don't worry, Bucket. We're gonna get out of here together, me and you, Bucket. Me and you. We will get out. I promise.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Bucket, you're the only one I could trust. The only one.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
And we turned it off! What happened? Bucket?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Bucket, I still feel
Was
you.
it over?
Don't be
Yes!
What?
They had done it! Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly,
We
the
did
two
it!
of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to
Roller
ski in
skate?
every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
That's madness.
True, it was a simple
Madness,
life
Bucket.
they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
What? No!
What? Wait. What was happening?
No, Bucket!
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Bucket, I see a house!
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths.
Bucket, I'm gonna throw you!
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I have my bucket. My precious bucket. My bucket is my friend, and my friend is my bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
My bucket!
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Listen, Bucket. We're getting out of this place.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door
Bucket!
on his left.
Bucket! I know
This was not
the only
correct
thing
to
we
the
could do,
meeting room,
Bucket.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
I know what we
telling
could
him
do.
That the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Listen, Bucket.
And here it was.
We're
Had
gonna
the bucket
stop
turned
everything.
out to
We're
be
gonna stop it
correct?
all.
Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Bucket, don't worry, Bucket.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Bucket. Me and Bucket we took each other out.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
So I pretty much got to do everything I did when I first played this game.
This was not the correct
because
way to
it's
the meeting
different
room. But Stanley had felt
when I'm holding the bucket
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room.
Don't
go
do
somewhere
it.
else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Bucket, I
But
trust
Stanley
you, Bucket.
chose not to think about this obvious fact.
I trust Bucket.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah, I trust Bucket. Bucket's my only friend. I would do whatever Bucket wants me to
In
do.
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay, Bucket. I'll do what you say.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Okay, Bucket. I can do that.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
What?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Okay.
And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
What's wrong with that? Bucket's my friend. I love Bucket. I love Bucket to the very end. Bucket! Bucket, we finally can watch movies together? Hello, Stanley. It's me, your Bucket. Press Z to take me to work with you. Okay, Bucket, if you want to go to work with me. Let's go. Oh,
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
no. No, Bucket's really talking to me. Bucket loves me. Bucket is my friend! Press R to take me back home with you. Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Bucket. Listen, it's not me, it's you, Bucket. It's you. You're too good for me, Bucket. You're too good.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
You take that back, narrator. Bucket is everything. Bucket is all. Bucket is my true friend. Don't listen to the loud man. That's right, Bucket. I won't listen to the loud man.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from, me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket, this stupid hunk of metal.
Listen, you're just jealous, narrator. You're jealous that I got a new person in my life, and his name is Bucket. Ignore. Press X to ignore anyone in your life except for me. That's right, Bucket. I'm never gonna listen to anybody else other than you, my precious.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
That's right, it does. Look at that shininess. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Yes, Bucket. Yes, you're real. I can feel you with my arms. I know you're real, Bucket.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier.
Oh,
More
Bucket.
capable of transporting liquid.
Oh, Bucket.
Like it would be better at moving
Bucket!
an amount of water from one room to another.
Press M to relive the same day with me, over and over. Oh, that is a dream come true, Bucket. That is a dream come true.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Listen, you stop being jealous! Bucket has feelings!
Oh no. I'm having feelings.
Bucket.
For the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything
Bucket.
it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Ooh. Bucket, where did all your clothes go, Bucket? Ooh. Oh, Bucket. Oh. Shut the door, Bucket.
Stanley, give me the
No!
bucket. Give it to me. Give me
No!
the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now.
No!
Give it, or I'll...
Damn it. Damn it to hell. He took bucket away from me. Damn you, narrator. Damn you.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Bucket. Oh, you're back.
The good old bucket.
Ah.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Whew. Bucket, I thought
Stanley
I lost
clutched
you.
the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this...
We're never telling anybody about what you saw Stanley Delirious do to the bucket.
To go back to the meeting room.
All right,
No,
between me and you.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah, what now, huh? What now? How do I get over there? The collectible. Collectible. You have nothing to say about me and Bucket jumping down here? Nothing to say at all?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says,
Where?
no buckets past this point.
No!
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
No!
What
That's
if the problem is that
bucketist!
you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket. I suppose that would explain
That is
a lot of your
bucketist.
behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
But what if I wanted to go that way? The hell? You can't ban buckets! Hello? Oh! What?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay. Alright.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Oh god. I mean, it looks like a bucket. It has a handle like a bucket. Is it shiny? Oh, it has a little bit of shine like a bucket. I mean, I do think this is a bucket.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Are you kidding? What the hell?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I mean, it looks like a bucket just like the last one. It feels like a bucket. I mean, I think this one is a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual
A
bucket.
3D printed recreation? I mean, wouldn't that still make it a bucket?
Item 3.
This
Is
one.
this a bucket?
This one has to be a bucket. Has to be a bucket. Can I call a bucket? Do I have any lifelines? Can I call a bucket?
Correct.
I did it!
Is a bucket.
Oh, we did it. We got one right. We got one right. Oh my god.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes! Yes, this is a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
Let's just move on to the next one.
Listen, it looked like a bucket, all right?
Is this a bucket?
You brought another bucket out.
Correct.
What?
This is a bucket.
What the fuck? Oh, what am I playing?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No, hell no, that's not a bucket.
Trick question. Both.
What?
Gotcha.
What? What is a bucket but not a bucket?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
This game is ridiculous. Yes, it's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
I believe something is a bucket, but nothing is a bucket. If something was a bucket, then a bucket was nothing, but nothing is a bucket, but nothing is nothing. So if nothing is nothing, then is that a bucket? No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence.
What the hell?
Now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am
Yes.
I a bucket?
Are you the bucket? Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yes.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
No.
I can't have that. I'm sorry.
You can't blame the
I'm
bucket.
going to erase all buckets
No!
from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No! But you're a bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything was a
disappeared.
bucket?
Wait, was everything a bucket? Every
Everything.
single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea.
Everything is a bucket.
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
It's all
So,
bucket.
tell you what,
Everything's bucket.
I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
The bucket life. The bucket life. This chair's a bucket. This computer's a... Wait a minute, this is the last one. Input received. What happened? Welcome to Stanley. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Heaven? What? I can press the buttons? Oh my God. I can press button, 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 button. Press this, press that, press this, press that, that and this. I'll press that, I'll press you, I'll press you, I'll press him, I'll press her, I'll press him, I'll press her again, I'll press it all, I'll press this, that, this, that, and this. I press it all. Buttons. Oh, they're turning back on. I'm confused. Come here! Damn it! How do I get out of here? do I do? Is this the end of the game? What the hell? I mean, they're not coming back on. Red? Oh, they are coming back on. Oh, I forgot. What am I supposed to do? I'm in hell. This ain't heaven. This is hell. What the hell, man? I'm in hell. I'm in hell. What have I done? What's happening? Blah, blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. Begin the game again. No! No! Why would that do that? Begin the game again. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, my God.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now,
I don't care.
he would surely catch...
I don't give a damn.
Today, the bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. ButStanley had
I want to
felt the
figure out
bucket
how to
calling
get that
him,
one...
telling him that the employee lounge
That
was
one,
simply the place to
collectible.
be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Stanley did not do no such thing.
Said the bucket.
No.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Collectible.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates
I like
the
Stanlerines.
intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I wouldn't sit on it. I would not sit on it. That might not be comfortable. Oh, what's this? Where does this go, Bucket? Oh, Bucket, it's the hole. Bucket. Bucket, where are we? What is that? What's that, Bucket? Bucket, I'm kind of scared. Set tapes. Narrator dialogue. Is this all his dialogue? Wow.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket,
What?
the less sense anything makes.
The damn bucket.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
He's addicted to the bucket.
Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Bucket is everything.
I can monetize it.
$1 to touch the bucket.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
We're gonna hook that bucket.
This
Put that bucket on the corner.
is my golden ticket.
What?
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
Uh-oh.
What's that? Who's there?
Uh-oh.
Caporata.
What the fuck? That was creepy. What the hell? Okay.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others. Where a good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
A happy bucket. The happiest bucket in the land. Whew.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
Protect
That
the
turned
bucket.
out to be correct.
Protect
Was it?
the
Never mind.
bucket.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door
You're not
on his
wrong,
left
Bucket.
to go back.
You're
and
not
so the two
wrong.
of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
If you don't grab the bucket, then you're playing the regular version of the game.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find
Oh.
this place eventually.
Well, this place is different.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you
Is this
very
an
much.
intervention
It's
intervention
this
with the
bucket you're
baby
carrying around everywhere.
mannequin and the computer?
The bucket isn't even from the
Even
original Stanley
Stapler?
Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the
Listen,
Broom Closet.
guys,
because
buckets
that's
matters.
what fans want from a sequel. They want
Bucket
more
matters,
of their favorite
man.
jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans
that's a
want. Let's
statement.
do it.
I'm sorry, pencil sharpener. I apologize for calling you a stapler. You could be whatever you want. Man, look at those perkities. You guys are just jealous. You're just jealous of Bucket. Leave me and Bucket alone. We just want happiness. Especially you! I've worked with you my entire life, computer. You're just gonna do me like this? After I start seeing Bucket? Yeah, that's right. Didn't say anything, did you, computer? Even Broom Closet came! Oh, God.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
This line again! Oh my God!
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm not giving Bucket up. I am not giving Bucket up. Bucket is life. Bucket is eternal. Bucket is everything. Bucket is all. All you ever need is Bucket. Bucket is me and you and I. Bucket is air in my lungs. Bucket is the white on my teeth. Bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No!
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No!
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No! Bucket is friend! Bucket doesn't deserve death!
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
But I don't want
I
it!
can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer.
What is
until you crush
happening?
that damn bucket. Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh!
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential.
Master Chief at?
We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Da-ka-da-da! Da-ka-da-da!
I'm so proud to be a part of this great big family. You're never gonna take this away from me. I'm in the delirious army, delirious army. I'm so